Jonathan, it is so good to meet you in person after all these years.
Likewise.
Wow, season 5. Let's talk about this because it's starting to get a little dark,
Yeah.
but wonderfully so. The writing is so magnificent in this. This must be a joy as an actor to take on.
It all starts with the script. Everything starts with the script. If the script isn't there, there's nothing to play. So, fortunately, we have 3 of the greatest screenwriters in television writing right now, and most specifically because they're tackling the hardest kind of writing, and it's writing characters that are biblical, that are scriptural, that have places in audiences' hearts and minds that they already predisposed to kind of having this relational aspect to. So trying to meet people's expectations as audience members, but not writing, at the behest of the audience, and still keeping things true and grounded and fresh and real. That's one of the most difficult jobs I can imagine for any screenwriter to have to tackle.
Yeah, and I think what the beauty of The Chosen is the fact that it gives Jesus humanity that we forget. That sometimes we forget that he laughed and played and did all that. And there are people that are kind of, I don't know, they're not used to it and they're taken aback by this. But it's wonderful conversation to have.
Yeah, I mean, I think the gospel writers simplified and left in what was absolutely necessary to get their message across, and the things that needed to outlive them. And day-to-day banter, I don't think was a priority. But of course he would have had to have had it. But after 2,000 years, I think it's easy for people, if they just read the Bible and they've never studied or they've never considered the humanity of Christ. Some people may think that, well, I mean, I know he was human, but he must have been different from humans. Well, as Christians believe that he was fully human and fully divine. And what is the fullness of that human expression? And it runs the gamut of emotions, so the gamut of experiences. And so surely he would have laughed or joked and went to parties and had friends and had friendships and cried and done all the things that we do. We've just never seen it depicted before, and that's what I think has been The Chosen's special sauce.
We've talked at the very beginning of this.
Yeah.
And I asked you this question, but now I think it's even more the responsibility you have in playing Jesus. Has that grown over the years now? Do you feel more responsible, or do you feel more comfortable in the role?
I think I've let God be responsible for the impact of the role. My responsibility goes as far as, when I'm reading scripts, how do I make sure that this feels right, that this is something that I can really, elevate off the page and make it feel grounded in my bones. That's my responsibility, is to do the best job I can do as an actor, as a craftsperson in the arts. And what happens after that, it's not on me.
Are you protective of this character?
Extremely protective. Yeah, I mean, I think as a man of faith, you have to be. I think any actor playing any role, if they love the character, they're going to be protective, because it's an expression of themselves to some extent. It's expression of their creativity, of their humanity. And so how that is interpolated by audiences, they feel really connected to.
As we wind down our interview, our conversation, which, by the way, I thank you.
Of course.
What do you think audiences are going to take away with them from this 5th season?
I think their heads are going to be spinning a little bit. We start on the highest of highs, coming into Jerusalem. Season 5 starts on Palm Sunday, and the entrance and the crowds of adoration. And of course, we know it ends that week in a crucifixion, with the same crowds, or half of those crowds, turning against him. And how we get there is the journey of season 5.
Yeah, The Chosen has always been not what it's about, it's how it's about what it's about.
That's right.
You guys do such a great job in this. And
Thanks.
finally, I mean, after this is over, I mean, are you gonna play a detective sometime? We're gonna change the image a little?
I might shave my beard, maybe shave my head. Take a note from your page, your
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, and but we'll see. We'll see what's on deck right afterwards, and I may have to skip. I may have to hold off on the full head shave for a minute, but I think it's something I've never done, and so that kind of is interesting to me.
It's very freeing.
Yeah, I bet.
Thank you, Jonathan, I
Thanks,
appreciate
Tony.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Terrifically.